trying to tell a story in many different ways. You can tell it through 3D animation.
Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, turn away and slam the door.
You can also do 2D animation, which basically consists of someone drawing a lot of frames in order to create a movement. Apart from 3D and 2D, there are other choices such as paper puppets, where you literally make your characters and environment out of paper.
Huh? No. Mrs. Dimya, wake up. Your mother would like to speak to you.
If not, you can also do claymation, which is like Wallace and Gromit. There are many steps which you have to take in order to create an animation. You need a concept behind it, you need the whole of a script, because you need to know what events are going to happen, what the characters are going to do, what they're going to say if they say anything. From there, you create a storyboard, which is kind of like a timeline, but it's visual, so one can understand and have a more like visual information on what's going to happen during the story. From there, you have to do some research in order to gain more information on the concept. For example, what I'm doing right now, I'm doing an animation based on deforestation. I went to the zoo, I drew the tigers, what they look like, the size, I recorded their movements. After you've done all the research you had to from real life, then you just kind of look at the environment, you know, what plants, mud. You look at artists. You want to see the many different types of styles that are art out there and that you can like use. For example, Claire Hamo, very cartoony, or Milt Khan, who's done Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. He's done a lot of different cats or animals from the cat family. If not, Heather Neshem, who's done a very geometrical kind of animals. So, you know, based on shapes, you know, this is very rectangular and like geometric. And from there, I went to Kew Gardens to do the real life research for environment, such as how much condensation there is, how hot it is, different types of plants you would find in that part of the world. In this case, the Sumatran island, which is beside Indonesia. So all the flowers, different types of vegetation, because you want this to be as accurate as possible. Look at how a normal cat moves. I had to do this to kind of understand better the tiger movement and how I could modify this information that I already have and visually transform it so it's more similar to a tiger's. And then comes the part of storyboarding. You have the concept, you have the information, now it's time to write your script, but visually. Each frame is equal to around a second or more, or less even, and it all has like a movement and it all corresponds to a part in the script. This is just really basic because this is just trying to get what you have in your mind or what you vision it to be like down on paper and see if it actually works. Now comes the hard part, details. There's so many things you have to take into account here. What kind of colors do you want to use? It's not that easy to choose sometimes. We actually are very selective of the voices we want to use for characters, because we just don't want to have someone picked up from the streets. So after you've done that, you have to come and edit what you have, because sometimes you might see that what you have is not really necessary in some parts. So like a video, you have to edit, take some parts out, maybe modify the lighting a bit or even the sound. So there we go. With that done, you just have to put some sound effects, some music, and you're done with animation.